kind of a thing for superpowers. It's something I talk about a lot. If you're a member of my community or you've worked with me one-on-one, you've probably heard me talk about it. So when I talk about superpowers, this is what I mean. Your superpowers are the things that you do completely naturally. These things are really easy for you. In fact, you probably don't even think of them as superpowers because they're so easy for you. However, the people around you will say, "How do you do that? You make it look so easy." So a lot of times you'll know your superpowers by the reactions other people have to what you're doing that seems so easy. Well, when I'm working with people, when I'm having conversations, oftentimes I'm looking for their superpower. This is your biggest strength. These are your biggest strengths that you have. Superpowers are huge assets. I want to leverage them. I want to use those strengths to get the best results by implementing strategies that allow you to use those strengths. However, and also I should say, superpowers come with corresponding kryptonite. I like that because I like thinking about Superman. You know, he's this alien guy who's superhuman, and yet he has his kryptonite, his Achilles heel. So every strength that we have can also become a weakness when we are too attached to it. And as often turns out, that's exactly what we do. I will give you an example from my own life. One of my superpowers is discipline. I am really good at creating rules for myself and following them. I've been doing this since I was a little girl. My grandmother used to tell a story about having me sleep over one night. And of course, kids go to grandma's house and grandma spoils them rotten, right? And 9 o'clock came, and I was probably 7 years old or so. 9 o'clock came, I'm at grandma's house, and I said, "Okay, grandma, it's time for me to go to bed." And she said, "Well, you're with me tonight. This is a weekend. You can stay up." And I said, "Nope. Rules are rules, grandma. I need to go to bed." And that became a story in our family, laughing and joking about how Stephanie has to follow her rules. Well, it's really true. I've lived that way for a long time, so I will create rules for myself and follow them. And this works for me in many ways because I can get myself to do anything. I create habits and routines. I'm very disciplined in areas where it makes a difference in my life. It's a superpower. It's one of many superpowers that I have. I'm not shy about admitting to that. However, here's the flip side. I've also become adept at following other people's rules, or at following rules that I don't really want to follow anymore. So there is my weakness, right? There's my Achilles heel. So while I don't obviously want to get rid of my superpower, it's one of my biggest strengths, I need to notice that if I depend on it too much or if I take it to an extreme, it's not going to work for me. And I'm finding this in conversations with people every single time. I look for their superpowers and I'm looking for the corresponding weakness. I'll give you another example. A young woman I was working with, she is incredibly optimistic. I mean, just such a positive person, great positive attitude, and tenacious about it. She believes she can do anything. And so she walks into situations and she uses that positivity in a powerful way to make things happen. The flip side, sometimes she is wearing those rose-colored glasses and isn't grounded to reality. And so she's trying to do something without plugging into reality. It's not going to happen. And she's pushing at something with that fierce positive tenacity that I'm going to make this happen, that instead of acknowledging the challenges and going about it realistically in a grounded way. So every strength that you have can also be the very thing that takes you down if you're too attached to it. So today is a good moment for you to reflect on that. What are your superpowers? What is your biggest strength? And where might it be preventing you from getting something you want in your life? Where might it be holding you back or creating a weakness that you could, if you're aware of it, you could balance it out and you could find a way forward to use that strength without getting pulled into the dark side of it.